Good morning. This is the voting meeting before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, August 4th, 2022. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional public testimony accepted this morning. We'll begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. Item number 1, Yoev Corp. doing business as the Master McGrath, located at 1152 to 1154 River Street in Hyde Park. Date of the incident, February 6th, 2022. Patron on patron assault, 1 victim stabbed, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 15A.
Thanks, Danny. I'll begin after listening to the testimony at the public hearing. I wasn't able to find enough to find a violation for the license premise.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
No violation. Item number 2, Fenway Johnny's LLC doing business as Fenway Johnny's, located at 96 to 98 Brookline Ave. Date of the incident, April 17th, 2022. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Again, going back to the testimony at the hearing, they were properly staffed. 5 to 6 team members did assist when the fight started, but they did not call the police. That being said, I think this happened very quickly and was not foreseeable, and I did not see a violation.
Yeah, I agree. Was there no separate violation for failure to call the police?
There was not. The only thing they were written up for was the assault and battery.
Okay.
I think my point was made about not calling the police. They were written up for not calling the police. So as it was written, I don't think we had them.
If you'd like, we could send correspondence from the board reminding them to call the police.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that under the circumstances, it was pretty clear that they shouldn't call the police earlier. It could have helped. That's why we want them to call the police. So,
And based on the person's injuries, it probably warranted a call to the police.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he was bleeding, right?
yeah, I think we after the fact that, it doesn't really, I'm not using evidence. I'm finding no violation as it was written, but we did get the supplemental report. The video was pretty clear that he was bleeding at that moment. I didn't believe that he wasn't bleeding at the moment, and it comes to find out that the video showed it. So for all those reasons, I think we should let them know that they essentially kind of got away with one here, but we should let them know, keep them on notice.
I agree. Thank you.
Okay, so just to clarify, the vote here is no violation on the violation that was written. Correspondence from the board reminding the licensee of their responsibility to call the police in an event such as this.
Yes.
Great. Item number 3, Lansdowne Boston Restaurant LLC doing business as House of Blues, located at 15 to 41 Lansdowne Street. Date of the incident, March 6th, 2022. Assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 15A.
Staff did call the police here. The testimony was that this happened outside 10 minutes after the show ended. It happened quickly. For all of those reasons, I don't see a violation.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 4, Big Causeway LLC doing business as Big Night Live, Studio B, Guy Fieri's Tequila Cocina, located at 110 Causeway Street. Date of the incident, March 5th, 2022. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I don't see any violation here.
I as well.
I agree.
Item number 5, MYN Corp. doing business as Dublin Pub, located at 7 to 9 Stoughton Street in Dorchester. Date of the incident, March 6th, 2022. Assault by means of a dangerous weapon, firearm, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and assault and battery, patron on patron, in front of premise, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
The testimony here was that there was no signs of a problem inside. Well, I do think there were some issues that happened outside that may have started inside, but there was no proof of that based upon the testimony. I don't see a license premise violation here.
I saw the same thing.
I agree.
Item 6, Carmack Inc. doing business as 6B Emmett's located at 6 Beacon Street. Date of the incident, April 29th, 2022. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A.
Staff did ID this person. Our licensed pharmacy unit said that they were good fakes, and the staff didn't recognize them as fakes. They purchased ID scanners. I still see a violation based upon the fact that the person used a fake ID, and there's no defense to that.
I did as well, and I want to see, I think the point was made, but I want to see more, you know, not just relying on door people. The people serving the drinks have to be, you know, proactive and you know, enabled by the licensed premise, like trained that they should be re-IDing if people look young.
Good point.
And they can also just ask questions. I mean, we've heard plenty of the detectives saying that, or no, the sergeants, that they could just ask questions to see whether they actually know the information on the license.
So I think the votes for a violation, given that they don't have any history, I would suggest a written warning.
Sure.
Violation with a written warning. Item number 7, CMR Prime LLC doing business as Ocean Prime located at 140 Seaport Boulevard. Date of the incident, June 9th, 2022. Blocked fire exit in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Boards Rule 1.06A, and expired entertainment license in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 183A.
We have reached out to fire, but we're awaiting more guidance from them.
That's correct.
You know, this is important, especially to you, Commissioner Curran. I would, and I think the licensee appreciates the seriousness of it and has taken measures to correct it, but I'm not sure those measures go far enough quite yet. I would suggest docketing it and following up as soon as we have correspondence from fire as far as exactly what they would like to see regarding these rotating doors and signage.
I want the same, yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, so to docket and correspondence to the licensee with guidance once we have that from fire.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Item number 1, Shaw's Supermarket Inc. doing business as Star Market located at 53 Huntington Ave. Has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Giuseppe Granata.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 2 and 3, the licensee failed to appear. We have reached out to them and we'll be putting them on the next agenda. Item number 4, Chilton Club located at 150 to 152 Commonwealth Ave has petitioned for a change of officers directors.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 5, Gray's Liquors Inc. doing business as Oak Square Liquors located at 610 Washington Street in Brighton has petitioned for a change of officers directors LLC manager of the corporation.
I vote to approve these changes.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 6, Patina Marine Life LLC located at Central Wharf has petitioned for a change of officers directors LLC manager.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 7, Boston Inn 4 LLC located at 911 Boylston Street has petitioned for a change of officers directors LLC manager and has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Dana John O'Keefe.
I'm going to dig into this a little bit more. Mr. O'Keefe met the requirements that we ask of a manager of record, and I believe he has the character and fitness to be a manager of record, so I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
And item number 8, PT Opco LLC doing business as Pink Taco located at 374 Congress Street has petitioned for a change in officers directors LLC manager and has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to John Bush.
Mr. Bush meets the requirements of a manager of record before this board, and I believe he has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 9, 5 Iron Golf Boston LLC doing business as 5 Iron Golf located at 1 Washington Mall has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to 17,576 total square feet in 1 room on ground floor with reception area for golf simulators, seating area and bar, kitchen, storage, restrooms, and office space in rear, in one additional room on lower level with 11 golf simulators, seating areas and bar, storage, locker rooms, and restrooms, total seating capacity 65.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item 10, LBV Hotel LLC, doing business as Lowe's Boston Hotel located at 154 Berkeley Street, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to EAHG Boston TRS LLC, doing business as the Lowe's Hotel at the same location, Robert Rivers, manager, and has petitioned for approval of a management agreement between EAHG Boston TRS LLC and Franklin Hospitality Management LLC.
I vote to approve the management agreement, and I believe Mr. Rivers meets the requirements of a manager of record before this board and has the appropriate character and fitness.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 11, Tremont Street Burgers LLC, located at 140 Tremont Street, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to Tom Yum Yang Inc., located at 156 Harvard Ave in Alston. Amy Crideraticorn, manager, closing hour 2 a.m.
Thanks, Danny. Ms. Crideraticorn meets the requirements of a manager of record before this board, and I believe she has the appropriate character and fitness, so I would vote to approve her. I also believe that the applicant presented enough information to support the transfer of this license here. I would vote to grant the license, but not issue it until they've met with the executive committee of the Civic Association, which is next week, so that the application can move forward to the ABCC.
Yeah, I would want the application to move forward, not hold it up at all.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay, so just to the vote is to grant this transfer, but not issue any license until after we've met with.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of weeks to the ABCC anyway, so
Perfect.
move things along.
Great. Thank you. Item 12, August Summer Group LLC, doing business as Toto Ramen, located at 169 Brighton Ave in Alston, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to LMP BTR LLC, doing business as Silver Dove Afternoon Tea, located at 18 Tremont Street, Suite 102, closing hour 10 p.m. Patrick Brewster, manager.
I vote to approve the transfer, and I vote to approve Mr. Brewster as the manager of record. He met the 4 requirements to be manager of record before the board, and I believe he has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Moving on to non-hearing transactions. The following is applying for a new common victular license at a previously licensed location. Candy's Cakes and Cafe LLC, doing business as Candy's Cake, located at 355 Washington Street in Brighton. Chantal Quang, manager of record, hours of operation Tuesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
And the following is applying for a one-day amendment to their existing license. Shawmut Hudson LLC, doing business as Trillium, located at 401 Park Drive, has applied to amend their existing license to include 3,500 square feet of adjacent lawn space for a cornhole tournament for charity on September 10th between 1 and 4 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
Great, and the board has before them a list of special one-day license applications which have been reviewed administratively by staff and approved by the board. And there is nothing on old and new business this week. So those are all the items before the board.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That concludes.
So we'll
this hearing.
see you Monday, this coming Monday.
No, a Monday, August 22nd.
Got it. Okay.
You have the next 2 weeks off.
Okay, good.
Great.
Thank you.
See you then. Take care.
Thanks.